Alright, yeah, so I figured I owed you guys a channel update. It has been quite a while since I put a video up. Unfortunately, the Scrambler is still not operational. So you can see I've got the cam cover off. This is actually the shifter rod right here. That's a new one, a fresh one. So the old one is around here somewhere. Here it is. Let's see if I can get a straight edge. So yeah, here's the old shifter rod, and you can see fairly well at the end right here how crooked that is. You see that? It's just barely off, but it's just enough to make the difference. It's probably better put like that maybe, but it's off just enough to make the difference in the ability to shift the bike and not. So anyways, here's basically the deal. The shifter rod comes out. You can see it on this side of the bike. This would be your front sprocket. You can see that the front sprocket's off, chain's slung down. Okay, you come over to the cam side. Here it is again. So this is easy, right? You just pull the shifter rod out from the right side of the bike, put a new one in. Well, unfortunately, you probably can't see it, but back there is an E-clip. Just sits right back there behind the clutch. A lot of guys in the forum have said that they were able to get that E-clip off with some pliers or even some tweezers, like really long tweezers, medical tweezers. I tried for a solid 3 or 4 days, just hours out here, and I could not get it. So I had to remove the clutch. So in order to remove the clutch, you got to take the flywheel off. You actually have to take the clutch off. You can see these are the 4 points where the clutch springs actually sit in here and allow the clutch to move in and out. Yeah, unfortunately for me, I tried to build a custom tool as recommended in the Haynes manual and online. You can see my custom tool here. This is pretty much what they say to use. Something like this. You attach this to 2 of those 4 mounting points, and then you're able to hold the clutch in place and torque in the opposite direction with a breaker bar, and that will remove the clutch. Well, that didn't work. I used the custom tool that I built just like is recommended, looks good, and sure enough, my clutch pressure plate sheared. So I don't know if you can see it in the video. You see that? That crack right there? Barely see that. Basically, that crack happened on the clutch pressure plate because I used the custom tool instead of the Triumph tool. So initial cost of the repair, oil change, so the cost of oil probably $60–70 along with a new filter. That's what the oil leak ended up being from the crash. If you haven't watched the crash video, go check it out. Adventure Scrambler disaster. Cost of the oil, new oil filter, not that big a deal, right? 2 new gaskets, one for the left cover, one for the right cover, about $130 for the shifter rod. So we're talking about, you know, maybe a $250 repair and a weekend. But then you got to pull the fucking clutch off. So now you got to spend another, I think it's $50 for the tool to remove the clutch. Let's see if I can show that to you. So here's the tool to remove the clutch. It's intuitive. It sticks right over these 4 mount points for the clutch screws, and then you put a breaker bar in there. You can put your other one in here, which I think it's a 32 millimeter. It's actually that nut for breaking the clutch and pulling it off. So anyways, that was all fine and good, but then I had to buy a new clutch pressure plate because I sheared this clutch pressure plate, and I have no idea if this was gonna work in the bike or not. That's another $150. So I was going to put everything back on, and I went ahead and bought the spring adjustment tool that Triumph makes. This basically just fits in here like that to guide you in getting the clutch springs back on 2 of the 4. You put 2 bolts in here, and this guides you so that this stays nice and aligned in the center. Well, I did that, and there's no instructions. I didn't know what I was doing. I torqued it down too hard, and I broke the clutch pressure assembly. I don't know what you call this thing. Anyways, you can see that it has literally just snapped right off. I mean, that was another That part's another $90 and a week. So I've essentially turned this like maybe, I don't know, $250 repair into a $500 repair, maybe even $600 repair. Still cheaper than having somebody else do it, but cheaper if I can get the freaking bike running this weekend. The part's on its way. You can see all this other stuff just slewed out here on the workbench. Man Legos. Got a nice little torque wrench here for the smaller bits. That's filthy. There's the front sprocket. Yeah, so anyways, that's my channel update, y'all. This has really sucked. I've been off the bike since Motors in Moab. I'm just dying to get back on the bike, and you can see I've been riding the 250, which has actually been a lot of fun. It's really renewed a lot of my faith in small displacement bikes, you know. Just really enjoying riding the 250. Got it out on the interstate a couple of times now, and it's fantastic. I mean, I'm literally passing cars on it. If anything, I'd say I act like a hooligan on the 250 because it's just so small and there's no acceleration or speed. It's slow getting up to speed that you end up not realizing how much of a jerk you're being out there when you're doing this stuff. You can see I probably should have just gone ahead and put a new clutch in the bike, to be honest with you, because I was doing all this work. And this is just crazy. But oh well. And I got a folding shifter pedal to replace this is the stock one, to replace that. I have no idea where it is right now, though. I have to find it. I also got these progressive front fork springs that are going to go in after I get everything running this weekend. And we're getting ready for COBDR. Believe it or not, I haven't given up on the Triumph Scrambler at COBDR Dream, even though this was a hellish lesson learned in what to do and what not to do. You know, there's a lot of things I could have done differently, and I certainly will in my strategy and tactic for approaching COBDR. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update, let you see what's going on, see all this stuff just slewed out everywhere. I am an absolutely terrible mechanic, but you know, you're not going to get any better if you don't break things and if you don't get in there and you don't learn. So this is me trying to get better. Yeah. Anyways, maybe I'll hop on the 250 and do a little Mutu vlog here eventually. So, all right, cool. Please subscribe. Do it now. Thank you.